Hello, everyone, and welcome to Capcom's very first Google Hangout. And this evening we are joined by the very talented guys from Dontnod Entertainment who are working on our brand new game, Remember Me. So guys, if you want to introduce yourself and tell us what you do and what your role is on the game, that would be really helpful, really good place to start.
Okay, hi, my name is Alexis. I'm one of the co-founders of the studio, and I'm also art director here.
Hello, my name is Michel, and I'm a co-art director at Dontnod, and I'm working with this talented guys since 4 years.
And hi, my name is Jean-Max. I'm also a co-founder of the company with Alexi, and I'm the creative director at Dontnod, and I Remember Me.
Cool. We're also lucky to be joined by some of the Capcom community guys from across the world as well, and we also have a couple of journalists and bloggers from Spain and the UK. So we've got lots of questions for you guys that have come in from our fans on Facebook. So let's take it away. Caesar, I believe you have a question for the guys.
Yes, I have a couple. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I hope you hear me well.
Good.
Okay, my first question is, we have action, we have steel, we have platforms, combat, and a whole new mechanic that looks like a graphic adventure. Give us the chance of change and create someone else's memories. The gameplay of Remembers Me looks a very promising mixture, but in what proportions? Is there a main genre, an alpha genre between the other five we have mentioned?
So basically, when we set out to create Remember Me, the goal was that we would, first of all, have a very well anchored recipe of action-adventure gaming, and what that meant was action and adventure in equal proportion. So we really wanted to have something that was varied, that people could really get immersed into very quickly, and that first and foremost was about telling million stories. So that's why we have a proportion. On the action side, we have the platforming and the chase sequences, the combat, the boss fights, and on the adventure side we have the scenario, the universe, some exploration elements, and also some puzzle elements. And on top of that, so it's really 50% recipe. We added some two key innovations, an extra layer, if you will. That was two innovations. One was on the action side, which is the Combo Lab, and on the adventure side we have the Memory Remix. If that answers your question.
Yeah, perfectly. And I got one more. One of the elements that mostly catch the attention when we saw the game on the events was the combat system, which I think goes beyond the classic scheme of light attack, heavy attack to baton system. How can the chance of working with Yoshinori Ono on this aspect?
So basically, Ono-san is having oversight over the project from Japan and providing insight based on his 20+ years of experience at Capcom. But the system we created was created before Ono-san came on board, so it's great to talk with him and to fine-tune the system and have really passionate discussions about the system. But the system was created by Dontnod, really.
Okay, thank you very much.
and I beat Ono-san at Street Fighter. So let it be known.
Okay. I think that's now broadcast for everyone to hear, Jean-Max. Victor, I believe you had a question for the guys as well. If Victor's there, Victor.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. I'm Victor. On first place, Merry Christmas of all of you.
Thank you.
This is my question. The look of Remember Me is very similar to movies like Blade Runner. What elements of these movies have you used of the game?
Usually we are avoiding to name any inspiration. We've got so much of them, but Blade Runner is a true masterpiece. But for us, it was not a real inspiration. I mean, we are not trying to do the same thing that Ridley Scott did in this movie. For us, Michel, me, and all the team, it was more like some kind of cornerstone, something that this movie was done 30 years now. I'm not sure.
30 years exactly.
Yeah.
It was out in
It
'82.
was so crazy about the work they've done about building some believable future. And so it was some kind of, I don't know, license or some kind of goal, trying to do the same thing that they've done, like creating something as strong as they did. But let's keep, sorry?
Something very important, and so to show our vision of a future. Like really, they managed to do something that was very amazing at the time, and we really tried to do our own vision of what we call Neo Paris in Remember Me. And I think that's like it's not really a reference, but it was like Alexis said, we tried to reach the same kind of goal to create a believable future.
Let's keep it humble. That was our goal. So now it's to the audience to see if we are succeed or not. But yeah, we didn't try to do the same thing than Blade Runner did, but we've tried to learn from this movie, for example, the best lessons to create some believable future and something strong.
And something that Michel maybe can talk about is the fact that, you know, in Blade Runner, you know, it's a very dark Los Angeles, rainy atmosphere, but what these guys did, and especially Michel, was working at having a very different kinds of atmosphere in terms of lighting, in terms of time of the day, of weather throughout the game. So what you saw in the Gamescom demo, which was very much Blade Runner-like in a way, is only one aspect of Remember Me.
Yes, exactly. We thought that it would be really interesting to show science fiction games, science fiction universe, not only in the dark, in the rain, or in the dark theme, but also with a lot of sun, with morning sunshine, and so maybe I can show some picture.
Let's show.
Okay.
I will just wait.
We're learning the Google Hangout stuff.
I would add, like, it was some kind of thoughts that we have during the conception process, and for us it was also to avoid to have only one kind of environment, but to offer something really wide to broaden the experience for the player by offering a lot of different environments. So as Jean-Max said, the rainy and dark environment is just one part of the Remember Me setting.
So yes, I think it's working. You should see some picture. So in this one, for example, it's morning and it's a sunrise. So I think we're trying really to get some different moods than in other sci-fi movies or games. And we will show maybe other pictures later in the Hangout.
Cool. Okay. Does that answer your question, Victor?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Perfect. Perfect.
Thank
cool.
you.
And then I think we're going over to Phil, who's joining us in the UK.
Good evening, Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Hello.
Where are you?
Phil, raise your hand. Hi.
Hi, Phil. We're having problems hearing you at the moment. Can you
we do.
unmute your microphone?
You got me?
Yes, there we go.
Here we go. You've gotten a lot of fan participation from various aspects of the game. How hard has it been to incorporate this into the finished product?
Incorporating what? Sorry.
Incorporate into the finished product.
The fan product.
Les réactions des fans.
You mean the
Fan reactions into the game.
the memories and the advert.
Oh, okay.
So with the competitions that we've been running.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I don't know if we can reveal everything, but in the game we are dealing, of course, with the memory sim, and we are using a lot of this small vignette or pictures to create strong memories in different aspects of our game, and we will use some of the memories produced by the fan in the game, so the player will be able to see their own memories in some of Nilin's special attacks, some of when she is expulsing some memories out of some enemy's head, and so I think the fans should be happy.
Yeah, it's funny. Maybe you could add some more words about this, because for us at the beginning, so it was some kind of graphic elements which are really showing memories for real in the game. I mean, when you are eating some enemies, you are looking at this kind of small square coming from the head. And then at first it was really funny for us because we've used a lot of pictures coming from the guys from the team at Dontnod. So we asked everybody to give us some nice photography. And in fact, it's really hard to find one photo which is which is able to express the idea of memory. I mean, you can take a lot of different photos and yeah, okay, but it's not, you can read it as memory, and we realize, that it was really clearer with taking a photograph of someone's face at small size. It's much more readable, and you can much more understand, you make a connection with it, and so after that you take it as a photo.
Alright, so we're back. Hey, Phil, I believe you had a final question.
That's right. There are a whole host of iconic characters in games. What was your inspiration for Nilin, and what will endear us as gamers to her plight?
So for Nilin, we wanted to create a really believable character, so we had a lot of iteration, a lot of work iteration on her. It was a lot of back and forth, and we did very hard. And but in the end, we really tried to get her. She needs to be an iconic sci-fi character, but also we wanted her to be believable, and so the player can relate to her. So
this is the same recipe that we've applied on quite all the game. There's different layers. This is we're dealing with sci-fi, but we want to always keep a strong connection between today's audience, the players, and this universe. I mean, it's not Star Wars or another space-up universe 500 years in the future and stuff. We really try to keep always some kind of stronger entry points. And for example, you talk about the gene, the look of Nilin.
Yes, because you can see on Nilin she has a futuristic glove, some futuristic leggings, but she has also a very could be actual leather jacket, and she is wearing a pair of blue jeans, and the blue jeans is a fabric that was created
19th century.
Yes.
And if you're looking at the people all around you, they are all quite old, still wearing a jean. So for us,
I'm pretty sure most of you are wearing jeans right now, and we thought that in the future people will still wear blue jeans, and this was one of the points, so we can get an entry point with Nilin.
Who is wearing jeans right now?
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm on more of a kind of a cord variety I've got on at the moment. Cool, thank you. Thanks for your questions then, Phil. So now we're going to hand over to the Capcom community managers, and we've got some questions that have come in from our fans on Facebook. So I believe Neil Gortz in the UK is going to kick us off.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
I've got a question that's come in from JD. He says, I don't see much French culture from what I've seen so far in the game, except Paris. We know that's there. You can tell it's in the future, but why is it called Neo Paris?
Oh, so actually, I'll have to admit here that well, Neo means many things, and Michel and Alexi can talk about that. It's basically saying that this is a vision of Paris as we see it become in the future, and Neo meaning after. It also means that there have been some significant events happening along the timeline, the history of the city, which is something you know we'll be happy to share more information on later on. But it's also a little wink towards Akira, you know, in Neo Tokyo, which is, you know, an all-time favorite as far as I'm concerned. So yeah.
It's also expressing another layer. Like we have Paris, there is something new. There is all this futuristic setting on top of that.
And of course, you will see we have a lot of French elements in the city of New Paris. We have you can see some picture. We designed a lot of advertisements and painting and with French words. We have the bakeries. We have sorry, let me.
We're just learning Google Hangouting.
Okay. Just.
That's very cool.
You get the visual,
okay.
yeah?
For example,
Yeah.
we have the boulangerie, and you'll see the city has still a lot of French roots and French elements. Of course, it's evolved with the mondialization as a cosmopolitan city, but we still have a lot of anchored French elements.
Yeah, many people asked us why don't they speak French, and well, you know, the story of the city has brought it to being much more cosmopolitan than it is today, and English has become you know, the main language in the city. So it's not about us avoiding to be French, it's about having a believable history background to the world. And as Michel and Alex were saying, there is a lot of Paris in the game world, in New Paris.
It's looking very cool.
Cool. So thanks, Neil. So Brett, I think we're going to go over to you in the States, and you've got another question.
Yes. This one comes from Anji Savage. Were there difficulties with writing a female lead for such a heavily cyberpunk-flavored game?
Not at all. Actually, because you know, when we first started to work on the concept of the game, we knew we wanted to do a cyberpunk game, but we also knew that we didn't want it to be about, well, you know, the themes in cyberpunk that people are most used to, which is basically you know, physical augmentation and you know, cold technological paradigms, which, you know, is perfectly fine. We like those movies and those games, but we wanted to do something that had much more to do about human intimacy and identity, and hence the memory theme. And the technology is you know, very present in the game, but it always goes back to emotion and again, intimacy, personal stories. And in that regard, you know, Nilin, a female character, again, in an effort to differentiate ourselves from you know, usual themes, was actually the only way to go, is you know, the way we felt about it.
Cool. Nice one, guys. Now Christoph, who is in France as well. So sorry, for the purpose of this hangout, if you can talk in English to each other, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, hey everybody. So we have a question from Alexander Timmins, who says that he sees many similarities between this game and the French movie Chrysalis. So is this film an inspiration for you?
I haven't seen Chrysalis.
I've got the DVD too, but I've never seen it. I know what it's about. I know the actors. I know some of the photo, but honestly, it's not one of. I'm not saying that it's bad, because.
Yeah, we haven't seen it, so it's not in Netflix.
Okay.
Cool. And then I think the final community manager we've got joining us is Lucia, who is in Spain. Hola.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi. This question has been made by León 30670 Loquendero. Yeah. In your opinion, what makes the game stand out among other action games?
Oh, clearly the unique theme of memories, the unique setting near Paris, the unique character, female character, Hola, behind you, And the unique memory remix mechanic. You know, there's a lot of new stuff that make it stand out. You know, the lead female character, as we were discussing with Brett just before. And you know, and at the same time, some well-known action-adventure codes that people can relate to and immediately recognize and access. But yeah, lots of things that make it stand out.
Okay, thank you.
De nada.
Cool. So Neil, do you have another question for us?
I do. Excuse this plane going overhead. This one is from Carl. He asked, is the game mostly stealthy or is it more of an action-adventure?
Action-adventure. Clearly. I mean, there is no stealth gameplay in the game. We have some what we call patrol puzzle elements, which is some you know, simple hide and seek with drones element, but it's in no way a stealth game. You know, if you want to do a stealth game, you need to fully commit to it, because those are such touchy mechanics you're handling. So you know, I don't want anyone to have that impression that, you know, we're a stealth game. Not at all. Action adventure all the way.
That's cool. Stealth doesn't come naturally to me, so I'm very excited.
Cool.
Cool. Brett.
Yes, another one. This one comes from Atticus Cy McCarthy. What inspired the design of Nilin's special attacks? And I guess by that, you know, like the memory overload, pressings, and things like that. What was kind of the inspiration for those moves?
So the early inspiration for them, basically, we wanted Nilin to feel like a very fluid fighter. So we wanted her to dance around her enemies. And in the first iterations of the game, you know, she actually had a pretty defensive combat style, and lots of her moves were taken from Aikido. And we still have that in some of the overloads and in some of the finishing moves, definitely. But then we expanded that to more martial arts that were linked to the effect of the presence, and mainly Taekwondo, Tai Chi, Jeet Kune Do, and Capoeira, basically. And then for her very special attacks, the aspressins, then we went, you know, a bit wild with them, and you know, we wanted them to really kick ass and be impressive. Hello, guy behind you. Yeah, that's about it. And maybe in terms of the visual effects, the kind of the virtual stuff and the glitches that we have.
Yeah, so the glitches are some kind of expression of the fact that in the game we are dealing with memories, but it's not organic memories, it's digitized memories. So it's the clear link between the machine and the human identity. So glitch is some kind of more modern way for us to express some disturbances in the data, yeah.
And also we added the memory pictures and the memory theme on those special FX and special attacks with depending, for example, on the memory overload. Nilin is exploding the memories out of the head of their enemies.
For us, it was a nice challenge to work on different layers. I mean, we've got the fight, the combat, but the whole game, the core of the game is about memory. So even in the fight, we've tried to add some kind of some small flavor or small elements which are related to memory. So even if you're fighting, you're not fighting only physically, but there is something about memory. You are overloading enemy's head, or you are what else? Corrupted data. And so we try to more than only the moves, we try to add some other elements in order to be sure that we're still dealing with memories.
Cool. I think that was very comprehensive. So, Christoph, do you have another question for us?
Yeah, of course. I know JMax has partially answered this question before, but we have several fans asking, like Elena, Roms, Damien, or Gio, that the story takes place in Neo Paris, but so far we have only seen trailers where the characters speak in English. So will the game be available with French dubbing as well?
Yes, of course, my French friends, we will cater to your needs, and rest assured they will speak French in the game. Don't worry.
That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Nice accent, yeah.
Cool.
Good news, actually.
We'll have the beret and baguette DLCs ready as well.
And Lucia.
Yeah. This question has been made by Mary Wayne. And what can you say about how immersive the game will be? Will it be more character-driven and story-driven, or is it going to have a bigger emphasis on action?
Well, both. I mean, it is a very much story-driven game. You know, again, it's a linear narrative experience because we want to keep as much control over the events and the emotions that the player go through as possible. But there is a lot of action. You know, it's a fast game, fast-paced action thriller, futuristic action thriller. So you know, it's all of these things, and first and foremost, it is Nilin's story.
Okay.
Cool. So I think we've got time for a few more questions. Neil, do you have another one?
I do. What was your literary inspirations for the game?
Oh, Terry Pratchett. No, just kidding. Alexei can't read, so you know we were very limited there. There were many literary inspirations as much as there were movie or game inspirations. You know, anything that is attempting at taking a shot at dealing with human identity and intimacy, you know, has to be in a way following in the giant footsteps of Philip K. Dick. So you know, I would say, you know, that's probably the background that we all share in the studio. And so some of the themes, like the even more high level themes, were based on the society of control, and you know, the way people can use social networks to control people. You know, were based on also on some works from French philosophers from the 20th century, like Deleuze or Foucault. But those are, you know, those are more high-level conceptual inspirations. You know.
Cool. Thank you.
Perfect. Cool. Brett.
Yes, I got kind of a high concept one here from Connor Thomas Rice. Why did you choose the gaming industry to create art instead of another medium, be it digital or physical?
They didn't choose it. We forced them to.
For me, this was
an accident.
It's stupid. Maybe it's too silly to say that, but when I was a child, I realized I was saying, okay, I want to work in the video game industry later. And when I started to draw and to work in the Illustrator, I realized that it was possible to work for the video game industry, and I think that's it, because I really wanted to be a part of creating a video game and part of this creative process. I don't know for Alexis, but
I don't know. I was talking about accident. For me, no, I'm joking, but I really like video games. I like doing pictures. I like creating universe. I like all the process, thinking about having a message, something to say, and trying to find the right way to do it visually, working with forms, with colors, with shapes. And video games, it's so... while doing video games, doing pictures, you need to work digitally. You need the computer tool, and it's so much different elements that you have to deal with. Concept art, working light on the texture, the shapes, scenography. It's so awesome.
Cool. Christoph, I think you have a question for Jean-Max.
Yeah. A question from Colin Descarnot for JMax. What is your favorite part about your job? Is there anything you don't like about it? And what does it mean to be a creative director at Dontnod Entertainment?
Wow, that's how long do you have? Being a creative director means you're basically the one carrying the vision of the game internally, outside the studio, with your publisher, with the public, and you're the interface between the art guys and the narrative guys. And I manage the game design team, and I'm very much I do the concept game design as well, like high level concepts, and that's basically it's an extremely fulfilling job. There is absolutely nothing I don't like about it, and my favorite part. What is my favorite part? My favorite part is, play 2 years after we've designed a mechanic, or 1 year after we've designed a mechanic, to actually see it coming to fruition and being played by people in our playtest room, and people enjoying it and marking it as one of the strengths in the game. Seeing a smile on a person's face when he plays the game, I think that's the greatest thing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Nice one, thank you, Jean-Max. And Lucia, do you have a question for us?
Yes, made by Justin Green. Question 4. Did you ask me for question 4?
Yeah, I think if we can probably squeeze in 2 more questions. Do you think, Jean-Max?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, Lucia, if you watch your 3rd question.
My 3rd, sorry. There appears to be a conscious choice behind the color scheme used in the game. What made you all go with those colors?
I think the 3 main colors that you are talking about are black and white and orange, maybe? That's it? Or So it was the colors we were chosen from for the world communication, and for us it was the colors which are explaining or representing the concept of black and white. It's linked to passeist. I mean, if you're looking at Nilin, at her outfit, you can see that she's wearing some black part and white parts. I can spoil about the game, but there is a reason for that. There is a meaning, so we can find whole communication of the game. Black and white, like black and white photography, it's linked to memories, and orange is the colors that we link to memory. So same thing, the Rememory logo, you can see an orange cube, which is at the center of some kind of download circle, and the orange box, the orange cube, is the shape that we've chosen for as a symbol for memory. So it's some kind of a small box. You can do it even more simple. I mean, talking about the shapes, and orange is the color of something, something warm, something intense, like memories that you are cherishing.
And those colors will be important in the game during the different level we chose. There will be a color progression. Each level has its kind of important colors. For example, in the slum areas, we wanted to avoid the dark and gritty and muddy colors, and we went for colorful, brilliant color schemes with bright colors and saturated colors. And the black, white, and orange will come back as important in the game at a point. So I can show you. Okay, I can show you a picture. So at a point in the game, those colors will be also important in the environment and during the whole game.
Wow, that was a major spoiler, guys. Just kidding.
Thank you.
Nice one, thank you. And then I think we have the final and possibly the most important question that's coming from Lucia as well. Lucia, what was the last question that you've got?
Yes, has been made by John Banana.
John Banana.
Yes. What's Alexis' hair secret?
In fact, I've stole them from Jean-Max. That's why you don't get any more of them. So I took everything. That's the secret. Thanks to Mr. Banana.
Thank you. Well, I think that's probably all we have time for. So I just want to say thanks to all the guys from Dontnod and everyone else who's been joining us as well for this first hangout as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.